What's going on, guys? It's your girl Crystal once again, and I just want to get on here and talk about the residual effects of Christ, or the residual effects of a prayer life. You know, when we think of residue, we think of something that has probably been washed in water, particularly dirty water, and it leaves behind like this certain residue, and it's just like, oh, like this don't look too good, and it's just like, I could tell where this has been, that kind of thing. And so that's the kind of effect we want to have, in our life with Christ. We want to have a residual effect of a prayer life, a residual effect of, you know, spending time in that secret place, a residual effect of, walking with Christ in the beauty of holiness, so that when we see people and then when they encounter us, they encounter Christ. And so much to the point where Christ almost rubs off on them, to the point where they just can't talk to you any old kind of way when they're around you, to the point where they just can't, curse when they're around you, or they just can't talk all this filth when they're around you. So much so to the point where they can't even invite you to certain places, because Christ is on you so strong and in you so strong that when they see you, they don't even see you no more. They see Christ, and as a result of that, they just reject you, and they're like, I'm done with you. I'm like, I ain't trying to be bothered with you. And so that's a good thing, because that's all a part of the true Christianity and the true Christian walk. And none of this, weak, watered down Christianity that's gummy bearish. You want that residual effect, whereas, people can see Christ on you and you rub off on them. And like I said, you're either going to get two, what is it? Not so much results, but reactions. You're either going to get one or two reactions. One, people are either going to be drawn to you because they're looking for Christ themselves, or looking at least for some more like wisdom and positivity, or you're going to get some hate, and you're going to get people like looking at you up and down like, I don't like him, I don't like her, I'm going to be done with them, something about them, I don't know what it is, I just don't like them. And what it really is not even so much you, it's the God in you. And it's just like they don't even know what to do. Every time they get around you, they just start shaking and can't get themselves together. And it's like you think they got ticks on them, just shaking and just they just can't take it, when they get around, the remnant, the real people of God. You know, that's what the residual effects of prayer are. They either, you're either going to get a positive result where people are going to come around you, or you're going to get a negative where people are like, I don't want to be bothered with that. Because these days, people don't truly, honestly walk with God like they should. It's a lot of compromise that they have in their hearts and in their lives. And like I said, ain't nobody perfect. Definitely not talking about that. But there should be progression in your walk. And there's where the secret place must come in, where you spend time with God, you spend time in His Word, and you take a break from certain things, and you just keep your focus on Christ, so that Christ be on you so much so that when people see you, it's like, oh my, they get that residual effect, you know, and that's what it's supposed to do. You're supposed to immerse yourself in God's presence and be so drowned up that when you come up out the water, you just like wet in Jesus, like you would if you the, jumped into a pool with your clothes on. You get out that pool, you just like got the effects of the wetness, and your t-shirt and everything, and just clothes is just wet. And that's what it's supposed to be in our walk with Christ. It's supposed to be that residual type effect, that when people come around us, they're like, wow, I see Christ on them. I see that, I see they got a prayer life. I see that they're, a little bit more, in touch and in deeper. They're not just somebody that goes to church. They're somebody that's in the presence of God every day. They ain't waiting until Sunday to get in God's presence at church. They're in His presence, every day on a daily basis, seeking the Lord. And, you're either going to have people drawn to you because they want that, or drawn away. So it's just something, just think about, do you have that residual effect in your Christianity? Do people look at you, and are they either drawn to you because of Christ, or are they drawn away because they don't want to get closer to Christ, at all? So this is something to think about. Residual effects of Christ, residual effects of prayer, and, that kind of thing. It's a good thing to have. It's a good thing to have. Well, I'm just going to pretty much end it on this note. It's just something to think about, kind of food for thought. Do you have a residual Christian life that, when people see you, they see Christ? So that's all I got to say. I love you guys. I'll see you next time. God bless and, bless you in Jesus' name.